Hello, ghosties. You're listening to Not My Ghost.
Not my problem. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Jen.
Whether you're a skeptic, a true believer, or somewhere in between, join us for a journey into the unknown.
Because remember, when it comes to the paranormal, it may not be our problem.
But it's certainly someone's problem. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas.
Please leave your yummiest cookies out for Santa. I hear he's very fond of chocolate chip cookies. So that's what I hope that my children will leave out,
I don't leave cookies out for Santa.
No? I don't think we've done it in years. We used to have a plate, a really cute little plate that said cookies for Santa that they would put them on. Yeah.
I don't think Santa stops at my house or my apartment.
No?
No.
Well, maybe you've been a very bad girl.
I'm going to leave
have
that
you
one.
Considered that?
Possible. But I don't think so. I think I'm pretty good.
I think so, too.
I'm pretty well behaved when it comes to most things.
I mean, it depends on who's judging what's well behaved and what's not.
Also,
so
fair.
A lot of people would think that, like, we're both not very well behaved, but just because, like, we feel like we should be allowed to have opinions and,
bodily autonomy and
like crazy shit like that.
I know, insane.
Did you ever watch The Polar Express? You know, that one poor kid in it that like never got a present, and then for whatever reason Santa just decides to stop that one year. My kids were always like, that doesn't sound right. Why would Santa do that? You know what I used to tell my kids, though, when particularly the boys, I was really poor when the boys were younger, so Christmas presents were very limited.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to tell them that, because, they would go to school or to daycare and other kids would be like, oh, I got all this stuff for Christmas. And they maybe got one or two things. So I used to tell them that mommies and daddies have to send Santa the money for the presents. And some parents have more money than other parents do.
Yeah.
So they didn't feel like Santa was just giving them the shaft.
Yeah. I get that. And this is coming from someone who does not have kids and has never had to purchase Christmas gifts for kids. But it is in my belief that if I did have kids, I would pick like a couple of like medium gifts to give them from Santa, and then anything else I wanted to get them would be from me. And doing that so that way when they go to school and say, oh, Santa got me this, they're not making anybody else feel bad that, oh, Santa got me this like $500 bike or whatever.
Right. So that was a big discussion for Nick and I when we got together, because our families did Christmas very differently. Mm-hmm. Like my parents, everything was from Santa and everything is wrapped. And you get one present on Christmas Eve and it's always pajamas. Whereas Nick grew up, the family would exchange presents on Christmas Eve. And they may have like drawn names for that. So those presents would be wrapped. But on Christmas morning, everything under the tree was from Santa and nothing was wrapped.
Oh, interesting.
But when I told him, like, when he said that to me, I was like, but everything's from Santa. And he's like, nah, I'm not spending this money. And then somebody
not getting credit for it.
Right.
Honestly, I don't remember how much my parents said was from Santa versus them.
Well, what we did, because it was really important to me that everything be wrapped, even though wrapping everything is the bane of my existence this time of year, there's an excitement to unwrapping.
I agree.
And even the stocking stuffers, all the stocking stuffers are wrapped.
We never did stockings when I was a kid. I mean, we had them, but they were just decoration. They were never had anything in them.
So we do, when the kids were little, I mean, obviously my children are all adults now, but when the
Yeah.
kids were little, one present under the tree was from Santa. And my kids would get they would get 3 presents and their stockings.
Okay.
Now they would typically be 3 nice presents,
Right.
but back then I was religious and I thought, Jesus got 3 gifts.
Yeah.
So good enough for the Savior, good enough for
Yeah.
you. Plus it helped keep a cap on Christmas
Yeah.
is expensive and we had 5 kids.
That makes sense.
But we would do one of those presents was from Santa and then the other 2 were from us.
Okay.
And then everything in the stocking, I don't think we ever said either way if that was from us or from Santa. But I told him everything has to be wrapped.
Okay.
I will not compromise on that. Everything has to be wrapped. And they still get a Christmas Eve present of pajamas.
Okay. See, when I was a kid, we did Christmas Eve at my grandparents' house, and that's where all the family would come over and we would exchange, or on my mom's side of the family, we would exchange those gifts. So on Christmas Eve, I got the gifts from my aunts and uncles and grandparents and had all of that. And then Christmas morning, we had the gifts from Santa and the gifts from my parents. And everything was always wrapped. And then as I got older, like teenage and adult, my ex used to think this was hilarious. My mom takes Christmas as the opportunity to buy me things that I need as an adult that I don't necessarily want to buy myself, just because, it costs money that I didn't want to spend money on in my late teens and early 20s. So like tampons and deodorant and socks. Like those were the things so you would look at my pile and it would I always got more than my brother did, but his gifts were usually more expensive, whereas mine was a lot of that stuff. So I would have a ton to open, and the first time did Christmas with my ex at my parents' and I opened up like a box of tampons, my ex just cracked up. He did not understand how tampons were a Christmas gift.
Well, we do, so like in the boys' stockings in particular, they get toothpaste, beard wash, shampoo, razors if they
Exactly,
use
that type
them.
of stuff. Yeah.
Different, like Rebecca this year, we got her some Dr. Squash soap because they did a SpongeBob line.
Oh, okay.
What the hell was that? Did you hear that?
No.
Okay. And then for Easter this year, because it was the first year that Emily moved out, but they came over, I got a plastic laundry basket for her Easter basket, and I put paper towels and laundry soap and all of that in it.
Yeah.
Because that's an adult Easter basket, right?
Yes, very much so. And I still to this day get those things from my mom. Like I remember, she would always get me these because, I'm autistic, so I have very particular rules for my socks. And I found a kind of sock that I like, which now they stopped making them the right way, so I don't like them anymore, and I have to find a new set.
Those bastards.
I know. But she would always get me a thing of these socks for Christmas every year. And the first year I moved to Florida, I remember telling her, I was like, Mom, don't get me socks for Christmas this year because I don't wear them nearly as much. And the ones that I do have are still good. It's not time to get new ones. So I had to tell her to take that off my list.
When you start wearing socks again, try Bombas. They're expensive, but if your mom's going to get them for you for Christmas, let her spend the money. Because I'm very particular with socks too.
Yeah.
And I don't like their crew socks, but their ankle socks, I think they fit perfectly. And I like the way they feel and so.
I'll have to look them up. Not that I wear them very often, but occasionally.
Yeah. I can't imagine not having a need for socks.
It's great. You should move here.
We'll see.
Anyway, welcome to our scripted, unscripted banter.
Yes. And now you know. So let's see. We've told you on this podcast about our poop schedules. And now you know our Christmas present situation.
You know that my mother buys me tampons for Christmas.
That's right. My mother doesn't buy me anything for Christmas, but that's because she doesn't love me or want a relationship with me. It's fine. It's fine. Life is a lot more peaceful this way.
If you knew her mother, you would understand.
You would. I do have a question for you.
Okay.
It's a quickie, just a lighthearted one.
That's what she said.
Being at Christmas Eve. What is your all-time favorite Christmas movie and why?
Spirited.
I
And
don't know
you
what that
probably have
is.
never watched it because it's not that
No.
old. It's only a few seasons old. It is on Apple TV, and it
Okay.
is
I don't have
Will.
Apple TV.
Oh well, okay. Well, we'll watch it in January when you come to visit because it's that
Okay.
great.
By
And
the way,
it.
I'm going to visit Jen in January, everyone.
Oh yeah, that's right. We told the patrons last night during our
Yeah.
live, but yeah,
I think January might become our
that makes
thing
sense.
just because it's around your birthday. It's after Christmas.
Yeah,
So that might just kind of become a yearly thing.
it's a good time to come to Florida usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Spirited. It came out in 2022, and
Okay.
it is Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, well, Ryan Reynolds. Like, I'm all for watching things with Ryan Reynolds.
Me too. Big fan.
Okay, so what is it about? Spirited.
Yeah, so it is modern day, the three Ghost of Christmas,
Okay.
present, past, and future all come to visit. And Will Ferrell is the Ghost of Christmas present, and Ryan Reynolds is the bad, bad boy that needs to be taught a lesson.
I could teach him a lesson.
I could teach him a lot of lessons.
All right. So my favorite
But hold
is
on, it is
oh,
also a musical.
oh man.
But it's fantastic. Like it
Like
is standalone. These songs are on my Christmas playlist because I love them so much.
I struggle with musicals.
We're watching it when you come in January, whether you
I
like it or not.
struggle. When I watched Hamilton, I looked at Emily and said, "Is everything in song?" And she goes, "It's a musical, Mom." And I was like, I didn't know that meant they sang the whole thing. I
Usually it
thought
doesn't. Hamilton is unique when it comes to that. There's like literally the entire thing, but it's not everything. But the songs are
Okay.
there. It's not overwhelming. My
I
dad
might
doesn't
be able
like
to handle it.
My dad doesn't
Be-
like musicals either, but he loved it.
well, I might be able to handle it because I get to look at Ryan Reynolds the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's probably going to be okay.
Yeah.
So my favorite is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, hands down. I love that movie. I watch that movie. I laugh I could watch that movie 17 times every season, and I laugh at every moment throughout that entire movie. It is our favorite.
Don't hate me. I don't like it.
Well, you're just not as funny as I am, so you don't get the humor part of it, I guess. At the end of that movie, when the old lady starts, was she saying the Pledge of Allegiance or singing the national anthem, and the grandpa takes his toupee off and puts it over his heart like it was a hat? I can't. I could piss myself laughing at that every year.
But overall, I just don't enjoy it. It's not on my yearly Christmas rotation.
Well, I think maybe it could be too generational.
I don't know. My ex loved it and I had to watch it with him a lot, but it was not. It
Oh.
was a very big family tradition for him. But
Well, I mean, your ex had good taste.
He did. I mean, don't. I know you guys hear me talk about my ex a lot, but like overall, he was a great guy, and it just didn't work out. So
Right.
no hard feelings towards him, but yeah, I'm just wasn't a fan of that one.
Well, that's all right. You don't have to like everything that I like. I'm comfortable with that.
Are you?
I am.
I'm not. You have to love everything I love. I will beat you until you love everything that I love.
Beat you into submission. Alrighty, we should probably get into this episode, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Winter has always been a season of contrasts. On one side, there is warmth, firelight, celebration, and gift giving. On the other, there is darkness, cold, scarcity, and the lingering fear that not everyone would make it to spring. Long before the modern image of Santa settled into our collective imagination, many cultures told stories that reflected both sides of the season. They weren't just tales for entertainment, they were lessons, warnings, and reminders woven into folklore. Santa represents generosity and joy, but he didn't always come alone. In the shadows of winter traveled other figures who watched, judged, and enforced. They punished mischief, demanded good behavior, and reinforced community expectations during the darkest times of the year. These companion figures weren't simply villains, they were a part of how societies balanced comfort with consequence.
What was that?
I don't know.
I thought I heard a voice, like, say
I
something.
don't know. I didn't hear it.
Okay.
I was doing so good reading this too.
I'm sorry. I got
That's okay.
distracted by a voice.
These anti Santas reveal what different cultures feared, valued, and hoped for when resources were scarce and nights were long. They remind us that winter was once something to survive, not just celebrate. So grab your hot cocoa, maybe keep a light on, and let's head into the darker side of Christmas.
Ooh. We got to make everything dark.
We do. But first, we have some random facts about Christmas.
Okay.
The first artificial Christmas trees were made of goose feathers in the 19th century. In Germany, people dyed goose feathers green and wired them to sticks to make trees, mostly to stop the over-harvesting of real ones.
If you gave me 1,000 guesses on what could have been used to make a Christmas tree, goose feathers wouldn't have been in there at all.
No?
I doubt it.
I don't think I would have guessed that either. I don't know what I would have guessed, but goose feathers.
Goose feathers,
certainly.
I don't think was definitely not high on the list of my thoughts.
Tinsel was once made of real silver back in the 1600s in Germany. Tinsel was literally shredded strands of silver. It looked great until the smoke from candles turned it black.
That seems like expensive tinsel.
Very much so. Yeah. Now, tinsel is something that, like, I kind of miss about Christmas because we always had it on our tree when I was little. But, like, having cats, I couldn't.
No,
it gets everywhere.
My grandmother did tinsel, and it got everywhere, and I was never a fan of tinsel.
Well, your grandmother would probably be around my grandparents' age, so your mother probably grew up with the tinsel.
Yeah,
I don't know how old is your mom and dad?
My mom is. I feel like I should know this. She just turned 60. Yeah, duh. She just turned 60 in September.
So she's just like 9 years older than me.
Yeah, and my dad is 66.
Okay.
So he's a little.
Yeah, so they probably like when I was little, tinsel was it was everywhere. Every tree had tinsel.
Yeah.
And I thought it looked beautiful.
We did the candy canes.
We do candy canes too.
Yeah, we got the candy canes. But we would always leave them wrapped because to me that's logical.
Of course.
My grandmother would buy these small candy canes that came not not wrapped like tightly, but in like the little package. So she would open them all and hang them on the tree.
That would ruin the... Did you guys do real trees?
I don't think we ever did a real tree, not as far back as I can remember. And
I can think of maybe like 1 or 2 years that we had a real tree.
I think my grandmother did for a while though. Because only reason I remember that is because I remember the tree sitting on their, like, because they lived in like a row home with like a sidewalk, and there was like on the other side there was grass and then the street. I remember like the weeks after Christmas there being a tree there until the garbage people came and picked it up. Garbage people, that's so rude. I didn't mean to call you garbage people. Trash collectors, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. I was trying to say garbage and I was going to say men, and then I'm like, well, no, I don't want to be sexist. So then I said people, and then I was like, but now I'm saying like I'm labeling them as garbage people. So thank you, trash collectors.
Yes.
I had a mini dilemma in my brain just now, so I apologize.
Trash collectors who do a very valuable service, and should all be very grateful for them.
Yes.
Yes.
The guy that
Hard
comes and
workers.
collects the trash from my apartment complex, literally, it is one guy, and he does the entire building. And it is just like, he has this big bag, and he's like this, like, muscular man, and he just runs down the halls, grabbing everybody's trash from their door. And, like, I have so much respect for him because I could never do that.
Yeah. I like it.
Sorry, that went off on a tangent.
That's completely fine. Okay. Xmas isn't a modern abbreviation. It goes back to the Greek letter chi, C-H-I, and it's represented by the letter X. The first letter in, I can't say this Greek word, but it means Christos, so Christ. So technically, Xmas still means Christmas. It's ancient shorthand for Christ Mass.
Okay.
But a lot of people, they get angry when they see Xmas because they think it means you're like Xing out Christ.
Jeez, yeah. I've heard that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm just lazy and don't want to write the full word.
Well, I don't make Jesus a part of our Christmas anymore anyway.
That too. Yeah. But I'm not like, what I meant is if I write the word Xmas, I am not doing it deliberately to be like, fuck Jesus. Like,
right.
I'm doing it because I'm lazy and it's quicker.
That would be kind of wild if you were like, every time you wrote it, you're like, fuck Jesus. All right, let's get into our scary facts.
Okay.
The original Santa was kind of terrifying. The real St. Nicholas reportedly resurrected 3 butchered children who had been pickled in brine to be sold as meat.
What?
That miracle gave him sainthood and some seriously disturbing street cred. Yeah. That's why a lot of people put pickles on their Christmas tree. Have you not heard of? Yeah.
No, you know how I feel about pickles, Kelly.
I do know how you feel about pickles. But if there's like a small pickle on a Christmas tree, you don't have to eat it or taste it. It's not a real pickle.
No,
it's not a real pickle. It's just a fake plastic pickle.
Then it just makes me think of Dick, which, I mean, fine, but
I don't see a problem with thinking about that.
Pickle Rick.
Don't know who that is.
I know you probably didn't. It's a Rick and Morty joke. Have you ever watched Rick and Morty?
Okay. I haven't, but I remember when Katie was younger, she was like, Mom, am I allowed to watch Rick and Morty?
No.
And I was like, I don't know. Let me maybe talk to your brother. I said, Josh, Katie wants to know if she can watch Rick and Morty. And he went, absolutely not. Yeah, so then I went and I said, Katie,
Josh said no.
I talked to Josh. And if Josh says no, like, I don't think you should be watching it. And she went, okay. And I went, you've already watched Rick and Morty, haven't you, Katie? And she went, yes. And I was like, great. Yeah. Katie would do something, feel guilty about it, and then try to like proactively ask permission for it. But I will say this. She didn't lie. She doesn't, like, when I was like, you already watched it, didn't you? She was like, yeah.
I can relate, Katie. I can relate.
Yeah. Okay, our next scary fact. Silent Night was first performed. This isn't really scary as much as it is interesting, but Silent Night was first performed after mice destroyed a church organ. In 1818, mice chewed through the organ bellows in an Austrian church. The priest and composer had to improvise, creating Silent Night, a peaceful classic born from rodent chaos. Now, let me tell you about Silent Night. We know that I'm not a Christian now. I don't hold a belief in any gods, but I was raised in the church, in an evangelical church. And one of the most beautiful things that I think would experience is on Christmas Eve service, everybody would get little candles that were lit, and we would sing Silent Night by candlelight, all the lights off in the church. And that to me is one of the most peaceful, quiet experiences.
I could see that.
I look at that so fondly. Like if I knew a church that was having a Christmas Eve service was like, yeah, at 7:30 we pull out the candles and we sing Silent Night, I would go. Not because of any religious reasons, but music means a lot to me. So when
Yeah.
I have that connection to something like that, yeah. So I do love it. And finally, in Norway, people hide their brooms on Christmas Eve. This tradition dates back to a belief that witches and
Ooh.
evil spirits steal brooms to ride through the sky on Christmas night. To stay safe, families hid them before bed. You witches are always fucking shit up, I'll
We
tell you.
are. We're just ruining everything for everybody.
Seriously.
So basically, what you're telling me is if I go to my family's house on Christmas Eve and they have a broom, I have to steal it?
Yeah, and fly
Okay.
through the night sky.
Perfect. Done.
Can you get a video of that for me?
I'll try. I would need to let someone know to take the video, though. It'd be hard to do it myself.
Will your brother be there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, ask him.
Okay. I will.
He'd help.
He would.
Okay. So, in many cultures, winter folklore wasn't about rewarding the good or just about rewarding the good. It was about ensuring survival and social order during the harshest season.
Yep.
These anti Santa figures served as a cultural function. They were the counterbalance to the cheerful gift giver, ensuring that children and households adhered to norms and traditions.
Before you move on, I have an unpopular opinion about Santa.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it's creepy.
I know a lot of people that do. I know a lot of people that feel it's creepy.
I think it's creepy, and I don't plan on having kids, so fortunately I never have to worry about this dilemma, but I don't know if I would have told my kids about Santa or made them believe in Santa.
If I had to do it
Personally.
all over again, I would teach the kids that Santa is a fun game
Mm-hmm.
at Christmas.
Yes.
And I would teach them the historical
Yes.
reference behind Saint Nicholas. And I would let them know that there are people whose families believe that Santa is a real person, and
absolutely.
you shut your mouth and you
Right.
don't ruin it for other people.
Yep. Just agree.
By the way, I hope nobody is listening to this episode in front of their children.
First of all, we have an explicit warning because we cuss. So
Okay.
to me, that is enough to say you should not be listening to this in front of children.
True.
If you are,
So
sorry.
Yeah, I think I would teach them that it's a fun game and they can still engage in the fun of it and the magic of it, and you can run around and sing Christmas carols and
I love Christmas music. I love Christmas movies that the Santa Claus movies are some of my favorite movies. But it's also, to me, just the general thought of this guy, this old fat guy that can see you while you're sleeping and knows everybody's name and has this list where he's judging you. And then the fact that parents use it in a lot of situations to try to bully their kids into behaving. And again, I'm not trying to call anybody out, so don't come at me. Everyone does their own thing, but that just rubs me the wrong way. I feel like maybe you should just teach your kids to behave and listen and be good instead of holding I see it very similar to the way that the church corrupts people, in my opinion, of where you have to do these things or you're going to burn in hell for eternity. Why can't we just teach morals and teach people to be good and make the right choices without having to hold something over their head?
That's kind of one of the things I liked about Santa, though, too, is when you think about the song Santa Claus is Coming to Town, one of the lines in that song is, so be good for goodness sake. Not for reward, but for the sake of goodness. Of being good. Be good for that.
But also, I'm going to reward you if you're good and not reward you if you're bad.
I guess, yeah. I just don't. So I'm sure that I misused that myself when the kids were younger.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Probably particularly the boys. But I for me, it's like some of my kids were really mad when that we lied about
Yeah.
Santa. Like that was a big deal for them. And I just think I would do it so differently
Right.
now.
That's the other thing too, is that you are lying. And again,
Mhm.
you might not, some people might not see it that way, and everyone has the right to believe what they want to believe. And I don't want to rub anybody the wrong way, but that's just my opinion, is that
Yeah.
I think you can
I
present
had
it
a
in a way that you're not openly like lying to your kids and, again,
right.
giving them an ultimatum of like, you have to be good. Or the first time I ever saw like that, I think I started to think about it this way, is my cousin Lexi. Hi Lexi. I don't know if you listen or if any of her friends listen. She tells me that she tells her friends about the
Hi,
podcast.
Lexi. Hi, Lexi's
But
friends.
I'm probably going to embarrass her here, so I apologize. But she called it a ninny, but a binky. And she had
Mhm.
that too. I won't mention what age, but older than what most kids do. And she really
Mhm.
struggled to give it up. And I remember there was
That's
one
pretty common.
Christmas. It is, yeah. But I remember there was one Christmas where her parents were like, okay, we're going to try something. And we're going to say, if you want to get Christmas gifts, like Santa needs to take all of your ninnies. And at first she was like, oh, okay, yeah. Because it was like earlier in the year. And she was like, okay, I'll have it until Christmas. And then I'll leave them all there for Santa to take. And then they took her to the mall and she saw Santa to get like pictures and she started sobbing, afraid that Santa was going to steal her ninny. And that was, I think, the first thing that ever triggered it in my head was like, maybe using this like that isn't the
Mhm.
best thing. Um,
Right.
so, yeah,
Um,
just my opinion. I know it's probably
so
unpopular.
we had the elf on the shelf, but the whole thing behind that was like it was supposed to go back and tell Santa if you were good or bad. We
Yeah,
didn't do it like that. Like it was just like a fun game that the elf would move when they were
right.
asleep kind of thing.
I could see me
But
getting into that, but then I could also see me doing it for like a week and then getting really tired and forgetting. And then,
it's difficult when you
yeah,
have ADHD.
yeah,
It helped me a lot that I had older children, teenagers that could help.
that could help.
But I did have a cousin that was terrified about Santa and would scream all night on Christmas Eve because she didn't want
Yeah.
this stranger to come into her home
Yeah. And
while
now
she was
ultimately,
sleeping.
like, I don't think my parents telling me to believe in Santa caused me, at least not any trauma that I've explored yet. Um, Still in that process, but I can't think of anything. I don't necessarily think like I'm saying it's harmful to your kids. I just personally wouldn't do it if I had kids.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I'm
think
sorry.
that
I
there's a
I
lot of things
derailed.
that are changing. Yeah. No, it's fine. So historically, these figures emerged in times and places where winter meant scarcity and hardship. These stories reinforce that good behavior was crucial not just for moral reasons, but for the community's survival. By scaring children into obedience or enforcing household diligence, these tales helped maintain order during a season where the resources were tight and the stakes were high. In short, these anti Santa figures reminded us that the holidays were once as much about maintaining discipline and community rules as they were about the merriment of it. So we're going to start with Krampus,
Krampus.
the most well known.
Yeah.
This whole episode was going to be about Krampus. And then I was watching an episode of Supernatural
Mm,
and they had like a creepy Santa thing. And I was like, oh, Krampus. And
yeah.
then they started talking about all of the anti clauses in
Hmm.
folklore. And I was like, no,
You got to do them
I gotta
all.
look into this.
Yeah.
So
Another movie that just came out either last year or the year. I think it was last year. Red One. Have you watched that?
mm-mm.
So, it main character is The Rock.
Well,
So
Jen's watching that.
I did. It's an actiony Christmas movie, but it basically
Mhm.
Santa got kidnapped and The Rock is like kind of his bodyguard. So then he like pairs up with this guy who was on the naughty list because he's really smart and like helped hack some things to help Santa get kidnapped that he didn't know what he was doing. And then they go and rescue Santa.
Oh, okay.
But it's actiony, and I I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it because again action, but I enjoyed it. And
Okay.
you get to look at The Rock for an hour and 40 minutes or however long the movie is. So no complaints there.
Yeah. He doesn't do it for me, but he's not like unpleasant to look at.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like say he's unpleasant.
I would hope not.
Right. But I don't get overly excited at the prospect of watching him for 90 minutes. Like I would say Ryan Reynolds, as we discussed earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Alpine folklore of Krampus is one of the most well-known examples of an anti-Santa figure. Unlike the benevolent Saint Nicholas, Krampus is a horned anthropomorphic. Is that right? Anthropomorphic.
I think I'm just going to start clipping all the times you do that and sending them to Joel.
Please do.
She's only had a half a glass of wine, Joel. Told you.
Yeah, that'll be a wine count every time. Okay. Krampus is a horned anthropomorphic creature with cloven hooves and a fearsome appearance. His name is derived from the German word Krampen, which I think I'm pronouncing right, but I forgot to put pronunciations in this episode. And that means claw.
Perfect.
So Krampus traditionally appears on Krampusnacht, which I believe is how you say it.
That I'm pretty sure that's right.
Okay. The night of December 5th, the eve of St. Nicholas Day. On this night, he visits homes to punish children who have misbehaved, often carrying chains, bells, and bundles of birch branches called rooten. His role is to act as a dark counterpart to St. Nicholas, who rewards the good children with gifts. Now, I agree. It can be kind of messed up that we use Santa to reward good children, but at least I never used Krampus to threaten my children if they were bad.
By the way, small side note, the reason I mentioned Red One and then got off task and forgot was because Krampus is Santa's like stepbrother in Red One. And when you said,
that's funny.
Yeah, when you said Krampus, that made me think of it. But I just was thinking to myself how random it was that I just said that in the middle of your story about Krampus with no context. And I wanted to clarify.
So the figure of Krampus has deep roots into pre-Christian Alpine traditions, likely stemming from old pagan winter rites that were later adapted into Christian celebrations. Over time, the character evolved into a folkloric companion of St. Nicholas, representing the consequences of misbehavior. In recent years, Krampus has seen a revival in pop culture with Krampusnacht festivals and parades celebrated in various parts of Europe and beyond. Didn't we read a book about a family that did a weird Krampus night?
Yes, we did. Did it in our Patreon book club, and I don't remember what it was called, but it was a good book. But basically someone dressed up as Krampus and came in and like terrified everybody.
It was interesting.
It was weird.
It definitely was. So in summary, Krampus serves as a vivid reminder of how folklore can embody both reward and punishment. While Santa fills stockings, Krampus rattles chains and carries birch rods, ensuring that the traditional holiday discipline remains alive in the Alpine winter nights. Next, we're going to talk about Belsnickel.
Belsnickel? I don't know
Belsnickel
why I got Southern for that one, but apparently I did.
Belsnickel is another fascinating anti-Santa figure originating from German-speaking regions and brought to the United States by the Pennsylvania Dutch. His name is derived from the German word pelz, meaning fur, and nickel, a nickname for Nicholas. Unlike Krampus, Belsnickel is typically a solitary figure who doesn't rely on monstrous features, but instead dresses in ragged, fur-covered clothing.
Can you start calling your husband Nickel?
I call him Nico.
Okay. I like Nickel. It's cute.
You can call him Nickel. You can have a pet name for my husband. I don't give a shit.
I will start doing that.
I don't know how he'll feel about it.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. He'll get over it. You're cute. Okay, so Belsnickel visits homes in the weeks leading up to Christmas to determine which children have been naughty or nice. He carries a switch to frighten or lightly whip misbehaving children.
At least
But he
lightly whipping them.
Yeah, but he also brings pockets full of candies, nuts, and small treats for those who have behaved well.
Okay.
His visit is both a test and a warning, blending a stern demeanor with the possibility of small rewards.
What about kids that are allergic to nuts?
Well, he has candies.
Well, right, but if he's carrying them like in his pocket, they're probably
He
getting
puts them
the
in
nuts.
separate pockets.
Does
Separate
he?
pockets. Yeah.
But is he making sure he's like washing his hands in between grabbing them so it doesn't
I
get...
mean, of course. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I
I
gotta
hope he
watch
doesn't
out for
have the kids reach into his pockets, because that would be kind of, he might be on the Epstein list if that were the case. I didn't say anything. You didn't say nothing. You didn't hear that? We're just going to move right on.
I'm laughing because I was literally about to say the exact same thing.
So in this tradition, Belsnickel is less of a monster and more of a rustic enforcer of holiday discipline, reflecting the rural and practical roots of the Pennsylvania Dutch communities. Through his visits, he reminds children that good behavior is noticed and rewarded, but mischief has consequences, and even in the festive season. Now, when they say Pennsylvania Dutch, I think Amish.
Yeah, me too.
Do the Amish celebrate Christmas? Do they get like presents and stuff, or is just like the candies the rewards?
I don't know.
Because I didn't think about that when I was...
According to Google, yes, Amish people celebrate Christmas as a religious holiday focused on the birth of Jesus. So, yeah. Some communities also observe Old Christmas.
Old Christmas?
Which, do you know what day that is on?
Old Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
Halloween?
No.
I don't know.
Another day that I would be excited about.
January 6th, your birthday, the Epiphany.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people that belong to like a Eastern Orthodox church, that January 6th is the day they celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
Because January 6th is the last day of the 12 days of Christmas.
Okay.
The first day of Christmas, the 12 days of Christmas, is December 25th.
Oh, okay.
January 6th, also Joshua's fiance's birthday.
Is it?
Yeah.
I got a birthday twin. It is also my brother's birthday.
That's right, because you were born on your brother's birthday.
I was. We are not twins. I was born 3 years after my brother on the same day.
Much to his delight.
Yeah, no, he hated me for a while.
It's fair from a kid's perspective.
It is.
Yeah.
We're good now.
That's good. Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is Perchta.
Which I think we talked about her on a Patreon. It's Perchta. Perchta?
Perchta?
I think it's
Oh,
Perchta.
yeah, it is Perchta. Yeah.
We talked about her on the Patreon episode last year that we did for Christmas.
Okay.
She was one of the people I researched. That's why I remember her.
So Perchta is another winter figure with a dual nature, originating in alpine regions of Germany and Austria. She is sometimes known as Frau Perchta.
Yes.
Perchta is a complex character who can appear either as a kind, beautiful woman or a fearsome, haggard crone, depending on how well local customs are observed. That's kind of crazy that it's that big.
I mean, that sounds like me personally. Like sometimes I can be this like divine, amazing creature, and other times I'm an old crone. So,
bitch, you are always divine.
No, I thought you were gonna say you're always an old crone.
No, why would I speak to my best friend like that?
That's fair.
You would speak to me like that, I know, but you know, I am kind of an old crone, so.
But out of love.
It's one of the things you love about me, is my old croneness.
It is. I strive to be an old crone, so, you know, life goals.
So her role is closely tied to the 12 days of Christmas in German folklore. During this period, Perchta was believed to roam the countryside, rewarding diligence and punishing laziness. She was particularly known for inspecting the household spinning and weaving work. If the spinning was not finished or the housework neglected, Perchta might slit open the offender's belly and stuff it with straw. A grim and memorable threat. That's fucked up.
It is.
That's way worse than just like smacking a kid with a switch.
Yeah. I'm not shocked because, again, I did this research last year, which obviously
I
Kelly
can't
didn't
remember. I can't remember what I did yesterday, let alone what we did in an episode.
I would not have been able to recall that information, but with you saying it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember.
In essence, Perchta enforced the observance of traditions, customs, and household order during the midwinter season. Her legend likely evolved from older pagan beliefs and was adapted into local Christian traditions, as everything is, serving as both a reminder of seasonal duties and a cautionary tale for those who might neglect them. All right, now we're going to tell about the Yule Lads. Or they have another name, but I'm not even going to try. So the Yule Lads are a group of 13 mischievous figures from Icelandic folklore who visit children during the 13 nights leading up to Christmas. Each Yule Lad has a distinct name and personality, often reflecting the type of prank they play. For example, there is Stufur, the short one who steals pans to eat the crusts left on them, and Gilgagar, who hides in barns and steals milk. Originally, the Yule Lads were depicted as more sinister, kind of like trolls, and their visits were accompanied by a certain degree of fear. But over time, they have become more playful and benevolent, leaving small gifts in the shoes of well-behaved children or potatoes for those who misbehave. I wouldn't mind getting a potato.
I know. I like potatoes.
Yeah.
Boil them, mash them, put them in a stew.
Seriously.
That's a reference to Lord of the Rings that I know you will not get, but.
No, I will not get. Each night, a different Yule Lad visits, adding a unique twist to the Icelandic holiday tradition. Have you seen that on Halloween, there have been people that would offer children either candy or a potato? And people are shocked at how many kids take the potato.
Well, I mean, you have a whole bag of candy. Why wouldn't you want to take a potato?
Right. I think some kids do it just because they think it's funny and they want to go home and be like, I got a potato.
I got a potato. I would have taken the potato.
I would take the potato. Yeah.
100%. I mean, not at every house, but like if one house was offering me a potato, I would have been like, absolutely, I'll take this potato. Thank you.
It's better than the houses that hand out toothbrushes.
I know, right? Or those nasty candies that like y'all know which ones I'm talking about. Like the stereotypical like no-name candies that are individually wrapped and they're disgusting. I don't know what they're called. I just remember always getting a couple of them. Ass.
Are they in orange and black wrapping?
Yes.
They are my favorite candies. That is my favorite Halloween candy, yes. And I can't find them anywhere.
That's because they are awful and they taste like asshole.
No,
not that I know what asshole tastes like, but
they taste like peanut butter. So I don't know what asses you've been licking.
None, actually, ever. Thank you.
Because you're a lady.
I'm a lady.
So the next one we're talking about is Gryla. And Gryla is a fearsome giantess from Icelandic folklore, known for her role in the Christmas season as both a punisher of misbehaving children and the mother of the Yule Lads. In Icelandic tradition, Gryla is said to live in the mountains, descending during the Christmas season to search for children who have been naughty throughout the year. Gryla is described as a monstrous old woman with an insatiable appetite for misbehaving children, whom she captures and cooks in a large pot. The name Gryla itself is believed to mean something like growler in Old Icelandic. Alongside her are her lazy husband, Lepalud, it looks like, and the fearsome Yule cat, both of whom add to the chilling atmosphere of her story. Now, the Yule Cat is said to be like as big as a house, like the perfect size for eating misbehaving children.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So over centuries, Gryla's tale has evolved from a terrifying warning to children into a more folkloric, even slightly humorous part of Iceland's holiday traditions. While she remains a symbol of consequence and misbehavior, modern celebrations often portray her in a more playful light, much like the Yule lads themselves. So, examining these anti Santa figures together reveals a deeper cultural patterns about how winter folklore served communities in the past. Across different regions, from the Alpine traditions of Krampus to the Icelandic tales of Gryla, these figures collectively highlight how societies use folklore to maintain social order, instill moral lessons, and cope with the uncertainties of the winter season. In many of these stories, the presence of a punishing figure balanced the generosity of a gift giver like Saint Nicholas. This duality served to reinforce community values, reminding children and adults alike that good behavior was rewarded while misbehavior had consequences. And if you think about the things that they needed to do to prepare for winter and how they needed to, it was easy to die back, it was easy to die in winter. So
Yes.
these stories of this fear of being punished for it really mirrored the fear in society that you would die if you did not follow the rules of this season.
Yeah, that makes sense.
These tales also could teach important lessons. They also could strengthen social bonds and bring a sense of order and meaning to the winter holidays. Today, the once fearsome anti-clauses of folklore are celebrated in lively and creative ways around the world. One of the most famous examples is the Krampus parade, held annually in Alpine towns across Austria and Germany. During these events, participants dress as Krampus with elaborate horned costumes and fearsome masks, parading through the streets with clanging chains and bells. These parades have become a mix of old tradition and modern festival, drawing locals and tourists alike.
I want to go to one.
Yeah, it would be fun. Beyond Europe, Krampus themed events have spread to the United States, where cities like Los Angeles and Chicago hold their own Krampus runs. I don't want to go to a run.
No, I only run if someone's chasing me.
Right. There are even Krampus themed haunted houses and holiday horror conventions celebrating the creature's spooky appeal. Similarly, other anti-claus traditions like Gryla and the Yule Lads are celebrated in Iceland, where these figures appear in holiday displays, public storytelling events, and even light-hearted decorations. While they were once warnings to children, today they bring a playful and unique flavor to the Christmas season. In the end, these modern celebrations show how the Anti-Claus figures have transitioned from fearsome folklore into a cherished part of our diverse holiday tapestry, blending history, community, and a touch of festive fright.
I agree.
That's going to be the new thing I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad
I-
that you agree.
I do agree. I also want to give you a shout out and a
Me?
kudos, you, because this was the best episode that you have ever read on the podcast to date. It is going to be so easy to edit, and I just thank you.
It only took me a year and a half, guys.
And everyone is probably wondering, what the fuck is she talking about? Kelly sounds great all the time. That is because I make her sound great.
Right. Jen makes me sound real smart and real great on every episode. But normally I am a stumbling fool when it comes to reading.
Yeah. And she did an amazing job. And I just want to shout it out because I don't dread editing this episode. And it's not just her. I want to point out that I am not that much better than her.
She's better, though.
A little bit, but not much.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
And that brings us to the end of our journey into the shadowed side of the season. The world of anti-Santas, winter enforcers, mischief makers, and cautionary figures who have walked beside St. Nicholas for centuries. From the belly-slitting warnings of Perchta, through the mountain-stalking hunger of Gryla, and the chaotic pranks of the Yule lads, these stories remind us that winter was once a time of consequence as much as celebration. They carry the memory of cold nights, scarce resources, and communities that relied on shared behavior to survive the long, dark winter. Yet they also bring humor, spectacle, and a kind of a strange comfort. The reminder that it's normal for the season to hold both joy and a little bit of unease, light and shadow, warmth and cold, gift givers and the ones who come to keep us in line. So as you move through the holidays, pour your cocoa, hang your stockings, light your candles, and maybe keep one eye on the darker corners of the room. After all, tradition says the season has more visitors than just Santa.
Can I pour wine instead?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And if you enjoy listening to us, please go rate, review, and subscribe to us wherever you listen. And starting, not next week, but the week after next, the first Wednesday of 2026, we will be on, well, we're already on YouTube, but every episode will be on YouTube, full video. So just go preemptively subscribe to us on YouTube and get ready for the videos to come out.
Yeah. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Not My Ghost Podcast and TikTok at Not My Ghost Podcast and on Facebook at Not My Ghost, Not My Problem. We post updates, photos, and more.
Please go follow us on TikTok because we don't have a lot of followers on TikTok because
we really don't.
We made it later and I'm trying to get better about posting more on TikTok, but just go follow us, please.
Because she didn't have anything else to do.
I don't. I have no other life outside of this podcast at all, which is almost a factual statement.
Almost.
Yeah.
I let her go out to book club like once a month, right?
Yeah, once a month. I get a book club once a month.
Yeah, a couple hours a month. I think that's sufficient.
Day job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your day job, that you have to pay the bills so you can continue to do the podcast. So that's,
I couldn't record if I was homeless living on the street. So
true. Not that would ever happen because you would live in my house. But
anyway,
again, another tangent.
Oh my goodness. My ADHD is really bad tonight, everyone, if you can't tell. So I apologize. Actually, I don't apologize. I'm learning to not say sorry for things that I shouldn't be sorry for. And if you want to hear us talk even more, you can go join our Patreon page at Kelly.
Patreon.com/notmyghost,
Thank you. I don't know why I can't remember that, but I'm always afraid
I don't know either.
Say it wrong. It's not that hard, but go subscribe, go join, and you can get more exclusive content, including behind the scenes and extra episodes and monthly lives. Just all kinds of access to our Discord. It's great. I love our little community.
I do too.
And send us your spooky stories because we want them. And as you heard on our last Paranormal Postcards episode, Joel will be joining us for future Paranormal Postcards episodes. And you all know that you want him to react to your spooky story because
definitely. Yeah.
I wish that I hadn't already told all of my paranormal experiences and I could write in so he could react.
I am sad that he was not on the episode where we read Lynn's story.
Oh, I know. Lynn has another story though that she needs
Lynn,
to send
we need
in.
It.
We do, Lynn.
We need it, Lynn. Because isn't this one supposed to be worse?
Yeah.
Come on, Lynn.
We might eventually have to do a best of, a return of all our spookiest paranormal postcards that we've read live and do it with Joel because there's definitely some stories I'd love to get his reaction to.
Yeah. There's even some small ones. Like my friend Heather had one that
Yeah.
just is the graveyard one that just was, to me, insane.
Agreed.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, oh yeah, so send us those stories at notmyghostpodcast@gmail.com, and you'll definitely hear it at some, well, not again, we said not definitely, but most likely you'll hear it on a future episode.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on this twisted sleigh ride through folklore and fear of the anti-clauses. Remember, as you stroll through the snow-covered streets and admire the lights, keep this in mind.
If it's not your ghost.
It's not your problem.
Until next time, stay spooky.
And stay skeptical.